We're not boys, but we are brothers. Tommy, nobody sleeps till Tariq comes home.
Damn, Power, you got us like Keith Sweat all twisted up. It is Power. We're reviewing Inside Man episode 6. Of course, my wife is riding with me. Shouts out to everybody who continues to put their theories down there. Who cares what anybody else think? A lot of y'all got the Inside Man right. Y'all seen that I got my stuff right with Benny, and I got some other things right about who is gonna die. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. Turn on the notifications so when I drop videos, you get them. She's a kidney doctor. Check her link in video description. Shouts out to Mark Dart. He does power. Check him out, and check out my man Larry. We diving right into it. This thing opens up with them revealing Tariq is the Inside Man talking to Vincent as Vincent steps out the van and decides he's going to kill everybody without letting Reek know. What do you think? Can you believe that 50 and Courtney Kemp would have Tariq be the mastermind?
No, I do not want to give Tariq that much credit. Sorry. I'm so mad.
Why are you mad? Tell us why you mad.
I still think he's very wet behind the ears. Even though he thinks he knows, I just want to see him fall. I'm sorry. I just want to see him fall.
Well, like I have said, my subscribers have said, he's probably going to a spinoff. If you're expecting a major fall from Tariq, it's probably not going to happen. All you can hope is that he gets his little punk ass whipped a little more than what we've seen so far. Next scene, we see Ghost and Tommy having their standoff. Basically, Tommy lets Ghost know he's working with him and not for him. What'd you think about that scene?
I mean, it just shows that Tommy is he doesn't want to be looked as the minion, basically. He doesn't want to revisit the old relationship they had and wants to be viewed as an equal with Ghost and not as one of his worker bees. Okay, yep.
Next scene, we see Ghost going over there to hustle Councilman Tate for $1 million. Honey, you know we've done the nonprofit thing. We've had a daycare. I've done business, blah, blah, blah. And I told you all the time, one way that people bend other people is because they keep dirt on them. And Ghost has this recording that is causing him to squeeze Councilman Tate. And of course, Councilman Tate gave resistance and put on the hard act, but he wound up bending to his will. And we also find out that Councilman Tate was a New York cop. What'd you think about that reveal?
Yeah, I just think it was funny. He just rolled up on Councilman Tate and said, I need to borrow $2 million. I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
Right.
I'm like,
$1 million.
That? $1 million?
$1 million.
Okay,
yeah.
But still, the fact that $1 million came out your mouth and you were serious about it, that's why Tate looked at him like he was crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, Tate is overseeing a campaign to be governor. You know how much, look at what Trump has done with all his He paid Stormy Daniels $150,000 like it won't nothing for crying out loud.
Right.
They can find the money.
Right.
They want to have the money. I mean, come on, man. Next scene, we see Tommy meeting Jason for the pickup of this mass shipment of product. Jason has a few questions, but he gives it to him anyway. What do you think was going to happen with that?
I don't think Jason would have caved that easy. I mean, because he's already curious and nosy at what Tommy want all the drugs for.
So you feel like this was just a setup from the jump?
Somewhat.
Because later on in this show, we see Jason has been following him and Tommy because he doesn't really trust Tommy.
Right.
To me, this scene just shows that he really doesn't trust Tommy. He wanted to be nosy to see what was Tommy doing with the drugs in the first place. I just think that was a prelude to that.
Yeah.
Next scene, we catch Ghost talking to Dre about moving this work. And of course, Dre goes back and forth with him. I got sacks on my back. The feds follow me. You don't trust me. Then pops in Alphonse. What'd you think about that scene?
I didn't think Alphonse was gonna pop back up again.
You thought Cameo was through?
Well, we did see him last episode, right? Or we saw a glimpse of him. We saw
him in the trailer.
Okay, yeah. So it just goes to show they don't trust each other, and they're still using each other. Dre is using Ghost. Ghost is using Dre. Nothing new.
Right. Next scene, we see Ghost and Tommy loading up the truck, and right following that scene, you see Tommy go talk to his premier, Spank, 2-Bit, Big Grim, and he lies to them about who was leaving off in the truck. So everybody in this show still lying to everybody.
Right.
But through all that, you see Tommy is telling the crew, I can't pay y'all, and 2-Bit and Spank is like, hell to the no, we need to get paid. But Big Grim, who has a heart, wants to do it because it's for a kid. What did you take away from that scene?
I couldn't ignore the look that Spank and 2-Bit
Right.
was giving Grim. And they've done this in past episodes where they kind of eye him, give him the side eye.
Right.
Like they're planning on doing something to him eventually.
They call him a company man.
Yeah. I think eventually they're gonna cross him, get rid of him, or something.
Right.
But they keep eyeing him kind of funny.
Y'all watch out for my summer prediction. I told y'all 2-Bit probably gonna break off for Tommy. We see it happening. Next scene, goes Tariq. No, he's gonna break off from Tommy. He's currently with Tommy. Next scene, we see Ghost get pulled by the new detective that I showed y'all from my video this week. The chick's name is McCall. She pulls him with Rodriguez, and like I said in the video, more than likely she'd be covering the Proctor thing, and she's doing that. So they ice grill Ghost. Did you think that they was gonna check his truck and see all the drugs at any point in time?
I thought they would at least kind of look in the back seat.
Well, where did McCall go? She went somewhere. Didn't you see her? She walked around. Did she not look in the truck?
She must not have. They had it covered up from the back.
Okay.
So maybe you had to be in the front, because when Ghost got out, he angled himself and closed the door to where they would have had to come around him to see it.
Right.
Yeah, and the whole scene just lets you know that they're still on his back. They're not letting up.
Rodriguez ain't going nowhere.
She sure not.
But the people want her to die. The people can't stand her voice.
She's just doing her job. What is she?
Well, hell, Tariq just doing his job. We want his ass to die. Right?
She's not like a little Angela Valdez coming up in her
I'm making the comparison. If they want her to die for whatever reason, we want Tariq to die for similar reasons. Why we just can't see her butt die?
She's doing her honest job. Tariq need to sit down somewhere. He ain't old enough to be working. How about that?
Well, speaking of Tariq, the next scene we see Tariq stage a meetup with his mother Tasha and Vincent, because Tariq knew that Ghost hadn't told nobody what happened. Tasha didn't know that Tariq had been kidnapped. And she meets Vincent, which I predicted in one of my videos this week. What'd you think about that? Tariq pulling the string.
He's still being an actor extraordinaire. And when Tasha first got in that truck, I was thinking, okay, she said before that she can tell when Tariq is lying.
This ain't that scene though.
No, but didn't she get in the car and look in the back seat and see?
Oh yeah.
She got in the car. The first thing she did was, Tariq, are you okay? And he started talking a little bit, saying, I'm scared. But I was hoping at least she'd catch a glimpse that something was going on with him. But I guess her tuition hasn't kicked in yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Tariq and that I'm scared acting was some of the worst acting I've ever seen in my life, man. Come on, Reek. But he did redeem himself later in this episode. We'll talk about that. Next scene, everybody's at Tommy's house. Tasha comes in. She's mad about what's going on. Keisha is upset about having to clean that money. Tasha wants the money to be clean at her daycare. Keisha's like, hell to the no, I'm cleaning this money at my shop. What you think was significance in that?
I mean, Keisha's still she wants to have one up on Tasha.
Right.
And she wants to tell Tasha she's not relevant anymore, and now she's the new relevant chick on the block. It's getting a little, I don't know, that's what Keisha does. I guess that's what Tasha does. She's just ready to switch roles and be the boss chick.
Okay, and she still got some learning to do.
She still has a lot of learning to do.
I see so much of Holly in Keisha. It's almost like they recreated Holly with a big butt.
Oh, goodness.
A big fake plastic
Like
butt.
you said, but Holly was willing to learn. She was ready to learn.
Holly was willing to learn, yeah.
Well, she didn't have the same history with Keisha either. So maybe if they had that history.
That's true. But one thing they had in common, they both hated Ghost and they wanted him dead.
Oh, sure did.
Next scene, we see Ghost lying to Tommy about who's going to help him move the money. He didn't tell Tommy that it's Dre helping him move the money. Significance of that scene.
I mean, it just shows that the lies continue. Both of them are lying to each other.
Okay.
Nothing has changed.
Oh, the next scene, we see Ghost, Ramona, and Councilman Tate at Tate's headquarters. And this is a scene that really, really made Ramona's panties get wet. Ghost come up with this great elaborate idea to do an all-cash fundraiser and have the banks on the spot cashing checks, and Ramona ate it up like a kid eating chocolate ice cream.
Okay.
It was so delicious. What'd you think? And Tate is over there just like, nah, hell to the nah. What'd you think about that scene?
I mean, because Tate basically Ghost ain't no good. I mean, in terms of being dirty.
Right.
Tate knows dirty can see dirty. And so he was sitting back there, making faces. His faces were comical. Mm-hmm. He kind of looked like, I don't know if you've seen that clip of T.I. at that church service with his face all twisted up. That's how he looked. He was looking at Ghost like, what you doing here? I see everything you're doing. Stop trying to be slick. And
this was also the same scene where Ghost persuaded Ramona to persuade Councilman Tate to put some heat on Sax and the crew that's got Dre's kid.
Right.
And look, it's like this, man. Ghost is not only able to control Councilman Tate with that recording, mm-hmm. he's also able to control Councilman Tate with his penis through Ramona.
Okay.
Moving right along, Tasha and Keisha are at the daycare. Tasha is showing Keisha how to cook the books. And then in walks Zig. And this is the first time Keisha has seen Zig, and Zig is coming to get his money. What do you think was the significance of that scene? He couldn't take his eyes off that walking statue that you call Keisha's butt.
I don't know why Tasha is confiding in Keisha when she know Keisha don't like her and can't stand her, but she did anyway.
I think it's because deep down on the inside, they probably want to be friends again. She's trying to reach out for that. Mm-hmm. Just like I think deep down on the inside, Ghost and Tommy want to mend their fences, but mm-hmm. their pride and their egos ain't gonna let them do it. Mm-hmm. Then the next scene, Tasha let Keisha understand that she's got someone moving this weight for her, and it's her homegirl Epiphany. And Epiphany works at the strip club. I told you they could take this story and move it in the strip club, turn it into a spinoff, and it'd be something. There's no different from Truth, only the clothes coming off.
Exactly.
Only you hear panties hitting the floor. Oh. That's the only difference. So what did you think was the significance of Tasha and Keisha all going to see Epiphany move this money?
Mm-hmm. I can see, they needed some place to move, a way to move the money. And it sounds like Epiphany can get the job done.
She's getting it done.
And she's confident that she can get the job done. And it was fun taking a trip to the strip club, I guess, to watch the women work and get the job done.
Uh-huh. So it's like Keisha and Tasha's pimps.
And they were sitting back, kind of smirking as they watched everything go down. True. I can see that happening. The spinoff going into the strip club.
Easy being one of the spinoffs. I can definitely see that. I just thought it was funny. Next scene, now that everybody got their drugs, they're just showing clip after clip after clip of everybody moving their drugs. You had Alphonse moving drugs in front of the barbershop. You had drugs being moved in front of the grocery store. You had them being moved outside the bank. You had them just being moved everywhere. What do you think was the significance of them showing everybody moving their drugs?
It's just a big organized ring, basically. Everything is coming together. The plan is coming together like they wanted it to. You have everybody doing their part to accomplish the mission. I guess the other part of that scene is when Dre...
Yeah, Alphonse walks out the grocery store. Mm-hmm. And then there's Dre. And Dre, Dre is hard gristle. Dre is just like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Mm-hmm. Alphonse like, I'm just waiting for the competition to move. Dre looks at Alphonse's little sweet ass and says, bruh, you ain't built for this. And this is the scene that came from the trailer this summer. Dre whips out that knife, walks across the street, stabs homeboy in the upper rib. Bam, he takes the competition out. What'd you think?
I'm frustrated with Dre. Mm-hmm. I still have a soft spot for Dre, even though I can't stand a lot of the stuff that he does. So definitely he's grimy.
Yeah. But he's street smart.
He is.
He knows the streets. He is.
And I just want him to use that for good.
But see, this is what I hear people saying all the time when people do dirty stuff. If you had just used it for good, you can't make that kind of money doing it for good.
Yeah, you can't.
You have to go through all these other levels and barriers, taxes, regulations. You can't make that kind of money using your streetwise.
I just remember very earlier in the series when Dre was just, wanting to get out of the...
Dre never wanted to get out.
He wanted to build a better life for himself and for his daughter.
But he never wanted to get out.
You're right.
He wanted to move. He was basically a little Tommy.
Yeah. He fought.
Ghost wanted him to get out.
He did. Right. And he fought tooth and nail to stay in the game, even though Ghost was trying to steer him clear of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Where all the mentors out there that got their hands on millions that want to help people who don't want to be in the game? Raise your hand. Next scene, we see Ghost and Tommy having a conversation in the truck, and it sounds like the kind of conversation that lovers have. What are we doing? Honey, I think I've even had that conversation. Honey, where are we going? What are we doing?
It just tell you they so bad want to kiss and make up, but neither one of them wanted to be the first to fold and to say it. But it's like they were hitting around and having this conversation that they were in their mind were saying, but it didn't come out and say, and so It just left it. You know, we're gonna continue to feud after this is over. We just kind of set our feelings aside to fix.
We came together for real.
Right.
Next, in that very same scene, Tommy and Ghost get pulled by Jason, which earlier, like I said to y'all, I felt like Jason didn't never trust Tommy anyway, so he kept eyes on him. And you even heard Jason in this scene say, Tommy, you've been trying to ditch my protection. And so Jason pulls them, takes half the money because Ghost owes him a monthly payment. Tommy owes him for his people he got on him. What did that tell you about the relationship and the dynamic between Jason, Ghost, and Tommy?
I mean, it's still all about mistrust. I guess Tommy and so they found out that Tommy found out that Ghost was still keeping secrets and vice versa.
Yeah.
Jason got on my nerves during this scene. It's like when you finally think you about to ride off into victory, here he come messing stuff up, and it's just so irritating. I just want them to take him out. I'm sorry.
They're probably gonna appease your mind. You give them some time. The next scene, and this is one of my favorite scenes. This is probably the best acting we've seen out of baby Tariq. Ghost and Tommy give Vincent half the money. Vincent says, hell to the knob, that's not enough. And next thing you know, Vincent takes a bag of what I thought was apples, but it was really oranges, and he just pummels Tariq. And y'all know every time I see Tariq in pain, I smile, I wince. I get pleasure out of seeing his badass get a whipping. And this was off the script now. This wasn't part of Tariq's plan. He wasn't supposed to get beat by the oranges. But the best acting I seen out of Tariq was his pain faces when he was getting beat by them oranges. What you think?
Well, I had to hold my breath because I didn't know if he was really getting hit hard or not.
He was getting hit.
I thought he was just playing it up, but you find out in the end when he on the ground and he say that wasn't part of that wasn't supposed to happen. When I finally smiled.
Next scene, we get back to Tommy's house where you see Tommy, Ghost talking to Tasha and Keisha about they didn't get Tariq because they didn't have enough money. And this is when Keisha forces Tasha to say, let's hash this plan where we're going to move money from your dope boy. And you saw how Ghost reacted. What'd you think?
I thought it was funny.
Oh,
how
Lord.
Ghost gonna get upset because Keisha got a side hustle? Sit down somewhere, I'm sorry.
Lord help me. Tasha got a side hustle.
Yeah, because Tasha got a side hustle.
He don't want her doing drugs. She's supposed to be a sweet homemaker.
Oh, whatever. He ain't helping take care of her. She got to take care of herself.
Moving right along. Zed gives Tasha the weight. Then we cut to a scene where Ghost is at truth. He tells Benny who he think killed Proctor, the Uyghur guy, but y'all really know that's not who did it. And then Ghost asks Benny for help as a backup plan to when they have to re-meet up with Vincent, and also to be kind of like the police outside of truth. A lot of people probably didn't catch that when they decided to stage this other plan. What'd you think about that?
I mean, what stood out was that, Ghost told Benny that the wrong person killed what is his name? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Proctor?
Yeah, I told him that the wrong person killed Proctor. He didn't lie intentionally. He didn't lie because that's what he thought. That's what Proctor told him.
I'm not saying that Ghost lied. Ghost, but now you've got this guy who we now know is a heavy hitter in the streets, bigger than Vincent on your team, got your back. We're probably gonna have to keep that in mind. Next scene, Rodriguez and McCall show up to Tasha's daycare, and Tasha didn't even know that Proctor died at Ghost House, and they're requesting to meet up with Tariq. What'd you think about that? Rodriguez ain't letting up.
She's not. She's not.
She is like
she's doing her job.
Yeah, she is the bulldog on this thing.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when they first walked in and Tasha almost had a panic attack and started hyperventilating when she saw the police come in.
She did. Yeah, that just still goes to show how young Lakeisha is in this game. Yeah. Next scene, Tasha confronts Ghost at Truth And that exchange between Tasha and Councilman Tate, how he can flip-flop from politician to hood nigga to professional, it's so funny to me. But she's mad that Ghost didn't say nothing about Proctor dying, and now Ghost has to arrange a meeting with Tasha and Vincent. What'd you think about that?
I mean, nothing new. Again, it's all about everybody keeping secrets.
Right.
But I don't see how you keep that from from his mother.
Yeah, from the mother of your kid.
Yeah.
The one who gave birth, the one who held the baby for 9 months, the one who split her vagina open to have this baby for your punk A. You supposed to tell her. Mm-hmm. You know, you gotta let her know. You can't hide that.
Yeah, and he knows Keisha. I mean, why I keep mixing them up? I'm sorry. Tasha isn't gonna do anything. Tasha's not gonna get in the way of anything. If anything, she's gonna help contribute to getting him home.
Well, the thing is man code. You don't tell women stuff because y'all are emotional, and we need to work things out without y'all putting emotion in it. What y'all don't know won't hurt y'all until y'all find out.
But what y'all don't know is y'all can't get it done without us.
Yeah, when y'all find out,
we're
it's when
a team.
It's supposed to
get
be.
It done together.
But y'all emotions drive us crazy.
We're a team.
Next, Tariq is talking about being scared in the truck when Tasha show up to meet him to get him from Vincent, which was some of the most horrible acting I ever seen. You would have thought Tasha would know, boy. You know when your baby hurt for real. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they go in there, they meet the feds, they meet McCall, they meet Rodriguez, and Rodriguez has a mean face. When Tariq is sitting there lying about a white guy who lives on the 12th floor, not wanting black people to be in there, just lying through his teeth. Mm-hmm. What do you think was significant of that scene?
Rodriguez wasn't buying any of it.
None of it.
She had this little blank stare on her face like, okay, are you done? Because I'm sick of listening to the BS. Uh-huh. The other thing that stood out was they brought up the fact that the back door was propped open, and somebody was either in the house or either came in through the back door or left in through that back door that was propped open. Did Tommy leave out the doggone door and leave it propped open? How did the police know?
Apparently so.
That is ridiculous.
Apparently it's very sloppy Tommy, and that could come back to bite him in the butt too. Very, very sloppy. Next scene, Tasha is back at Tommy's house. She's telling everybody that Vincent plans to kill them even after they get the money. And so this is when Tasha unhatches the plan to rob the fundraiser at Truth. What you think about that?
I thought it was a tall order.
Right.
And I just wanted to sit back and see how they were going to try to pull this off.
Well, it was well done to me. Tommy contributed to the plan, saying we've got to get one of Vincent's guys as an exchange. Ghost contributed because he made sure that Benny and his crew would seal off the area for Truth. And Keisha was the one who said we need to come up with a plan, and Tasha executed the plan. We need to rob Truth. Mm-hmm. So, hey, everybody worked together on that one. Mm-hmm. Next scene, BG and Tommy snatch up Vincent right hand man, and they was all giggles. Ain't nothing significant about that. Next scene, the fundraiser starts. You see Tate gets his money back. He doesn't know how Ghost pulled it off. Ghost won't tell him. Ghost gives him the little memory stick saying, this is the only recording I have. Do you believe that?
No.
Of course not. But at the same time, it could be true because Ghost has Ramona power over Tate too. Mm-hmm. So it could be, but Ghost too hood for that.
Right.
He ain't gonna do that. Then the plan starts. You got 2-Bit, you got Alphonse, you got Big Grim, and you got Spanky. About to rob them, but before we even get to that, you see Dre seeing everything that's going down because of Alphonse's stupid butt. Alphonse standing outside Club Truth says, I'm gonna get paid either way, and that raised suspicions to Dre. What do you think was going on then?
Right. I mean, the wheels were turning. Dre knew something was up. You can see him thinking hard. You know he's not a dummy. Mm-hmm. So he's thinking hard. He knew something was about to go down. So they just go their separate ways. Dre goes back in the club. Yep. He's being hyper alert. He's scanning the room, trying to see what was going on, and it paid off because he saw
2-Bit.
He saw 2-Bit.
Yep.
No, first he saw Spank.
Okay, saw Spank.
Spank went to the back and let 2-Bit in, and he saw 2-Bit.
And 2-Bit saw him.
Yeah, I think he slipped up and let himself get
He wanted 2-Bit to see him. and then he slipped out the back door and didn't come back. Yeah. This is probably going to be the turncoat for Dre. Dre's like, what the hell, y'all double cross, ain't letting nobody know nothing going on.
Dre just dipped and you ain't see him no more.
Nah, he was gone.
I thought he was going to come back in and do something or interrupt something or mess up the whole plan, but Dre just dipped and you ain't see him no more.
Hey, Dre street savvy now. And then as they start to commence the robbery, what was funny was people start doing stuff that they wasn't supposed to be doing. So 2-Bit, who didn't get paid with Tommy for the first heist they did earlier in this episode, he runs up on Ghost and takes that watch, which wasn't supposed to be a part of the plan, but I think 2-Bit's like, I need to get paid. Ghost ain't want to give up the watch. And what was your favorite part of that scene?
Tasha's over dramatic.
How did she say it?
Ghost, oh no, Ghost, just give him what he wants. Ghost, give him what he wants. That's just all so over the top.
Well, he gave it to him, and I think that just goes to show that deep down on the inside, Ghost still really loves his son. Hasn't really hit them how crooked their son is, not yet. They know he's bad, but it hasn't hit them just how deep he is. Then the next scene, Alphonse punk ass, who deserved to get what's coming to him, everybody's out the building. He could be out the building too, but decides to go over there and mess with Ramona. And what do you think was the significance of that? Basically, he said, your husband was caught on a porn tape. I seen you on TV with Councilman Tate. What do you think was the significance of that?
I don't know why he just happened to peep her out and just stop in his tracks in the middle of all of that.
I think the significance was to show how much Ghost really cares about her. Because when he ran up on her, Ghost gave Tate that gun, said, this is your opportunity. Then he risked his life by running up on Alphonse, who's clearly off script at that point, in effort to try to get him off of Ramona.
I can see that.
Right.
I didn't think about it that way.
Exactly, because that's what you got me here for.
Oh, goodness.
That's what I'm here for. And I'm here for y'all, too, for the same reason. After that scene, next thing you know, basically Councilman Tate has said his spiel, I know who you are. He says his name. Alphonse get ready to shoot him. Councilman Tate, click, click, bam. Shoots him right there, looks like a hero. What'd you think about that?
I mean, he came out looking like you said, looking like a hero.
Now, the only problem that I thought could be an issue in my state, if I hand a friend a gun and he shoots somebody, even if it's to save someone, you could get in trouble. However, Councilman Tate probably ain't got to worry about that because number one, he's an ex-cop, and number two, you know he's got some pull around that police district because he's running for governor, so this should be no big deal for Councilman Tate to get over using, if that's ghost gun or if that's some street gun where your serial number is scratched off, shouldn't be a big deal.
Now, question.
Yeah.
You have all this money in the building.
Right.
All these high rollers.
Yep.
You have a gubernatorial candidate. Where is the security? I didn't see one security, nobody, nothing around there. I
think Ghost had Benny and his crew be the quote unquote security or seal off the block. No. But if you really and truly got a person running for office and they are past the primary the way he's supposed to be,
detail.
It would be somebody up in there taking care of the detail.
Now that's the part that just don't fit.
Yeah, Courtney, 50, where was the security detail?
And then you have 4 goons robbing this entire nightclub.
Right, 4
of them. Yeah. This entire nightclub.
Whole
nightclub. They pulled this off.
Well, it was
doesn't make sense.
It was a lot of scary people who ain't used to street life.
No, you also have a lot of those scary people who want to try to beat their chest sometimes in front of a crowd. So
there ain't nobody beating no chest with no gun, and you ain't got no gun. Who in there gonna do that? It wasn't none of these great American patriots that ride motorcycles and wave American. There wasn't none of them in there. None of them was in there.
Regardless, you should have saw some type of a security guard. You should have saw police somewhere inside the building.
Should have been.
You got 4 people who was able to overtake it.
I agree with that. The next scene, you cut to Ramona talking about how the building, how all the things that was stolen, the money was insured. Now we debated about this. How the hell are you going to have insurance on stolen property in a club? So, like I was telling my wife, the backdrop to that is Ghost had a bank come to the fundraiser and was clearing people's checks. So at the very least, you're covered by the FDIC insurance that bank covers up to $250,000. People's personal possessions is probably covered under their insurance. And I'm sure Truth itself might have had some kind of robbery insurance also. So you probably got 3 layers of insurance going on with all that. Next scene, and we're getting to the end here. Vincent and Ghost and Tommy all meet up to exchange. Go ahead.
1 second. So Ramona,
What about her?
she was side-eyeing the whole situation.
Right.
As she's watching Tate give his
News
interview. Yeah. She was just reciting how something doesn't seem right. She didn't say it, but she was just
She
saying,
did say it.
She said everybody came out basically clean.
Right.
Where everything was insured. Tate is this hero. The club is going to get free advertisement.
Yep.
And so...
And Tate is going to be ingratiated by people who want to see someone take a hard stance on crime.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think her wheels are turning now
Right.
that something is going on and she needs to be a little bit more alert as well.
Well, the thing is, I think she's used to dirt. It's dirt. Politics is a dirty game. It ain't dealing drugs, prostitutes, cocaine, but it is dealing something that is a lot more precious and should be treated as such, the taxpayers' money. And anytime you have that, you're going to have crooks with their grimy hands trying to do something. It's just not considered to be a dirty level crime, and she's used to that.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She thinks Ghost is out the game, or actually, she doesn't really know how
She
much
doesn't
of
know.
his background is true.
Right, she don't know.
So
Yep, so we'll have to keep an eye on her.
they're foreshadowing
We're going to have to see
something
which
to
way
come.
she's going to go.
Right.
Next scene, Vincent, Ghost, Tommy, they all meet up to exchange Tariq, exchange Vincent's right-hand man and the cash. Of course, Vincent was going to try to double-cross them. I thought that was funny. And Vincent really thought it was going to work. Until Ghost said, I brought some backup too. And Benny rose up. And this is when we learn Benny is more powerful than Vincent, little punk ass. One thing about Vincent, this whole entire show, if you're supposed to be the boss, Vincent was showing his butt too much. Ain't no boss going to be in the streets getting out the car as much as Vincent.
Right.
What did you think was the significance of Benny showing how more powerful he is than Vincent?
I think that was the whole point, to show how powerful he is, his show of force.
Yep.
Vincent backed down. He definitely didn't want no heat with Benny.
Nope.
And so it seemed too easy.
Yep. And y'all know where y'all heard first that Benny was going to be a crime boss, Italian crime boss on this channel
But
right
you know,
here.
it also made me think, why didn't Proctor go to Benny instead? Because Benny offered.
I can tell you why.
Why didn't Proctor go to him for protection?
Because Proctor already had heat on his back from Cooper Sacks tailing him, putting recording devices on him. He knew the heat was on him, and he knows what his cousin is doing. So why bring that kind of heat to my cousin's house?
Well, couldn't the cousin give protection for Benny? I mean, give protection for Proctor? He could have had Proctor up in his own crib, and you got people there protecting you.
In the same way Ghost said Vincent don't want cops sniffing behind him, it's probably the same way Proctor looked at it for Benny.
Okay.
Same exact thing. And the very end, Tommy looks at Benny after Ghost says, I told Benny who killed Proctor, and that's when things start to turn for the worse. At that point in time, Ghost realizes Tommy did it. He goes back home, tells Tasha, you know what, Tasha? Tommy killed Proctor and Tariq helped him. Man, what you think about that?
And the parents are finally opening their eyes
Exactly.
and learning that Tariq
Exactly.
isn't the good boy that they want him to be.
He's
so
thug.
he's not as innocent as they want him to be.
He's a little street thug, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the very last scene of the show, which was fitting because a show ended with Holly talking to Tommy the same way. Keisha running off at the mouth. I'll kill a nigga. I'll kill Ghost for you. And then Tommy says, nah, baby. This is something I got to handle with him one-on-one. But you know what's going to happen? I can foreshadow this is easy. Keisha going to get in the way and try to hurt Ghost. And Tommy going to wind up having to kill Keisha. What you think?
I can completely see that happening.
Yeah.
Maybe if he kills Keisha for a Ghost, that may get them back on the right page again. I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Now, one thing that's still confusing to me is when Tariq got it, when they did the exchange, did Tariq really think that they were going to take Ghost and Tommy out at that time? Because he had already told Tasha, you know, they're going to kill them anyway.
I think Tariq was in on that. Tariq just looked too calm. I think he was in on
when
it.
he wanted them to get killed.
He wanted them to get killed so he can get the money. He didn't care. He wanted them out the way. But it didn't happen.
And if Tariq is this big mastermind, is Effie going to come back? Is he going to go back and circle around and get Effie?
We got to see what else is going to happen with Effie because I think she's working with somebody and we're going to soon have to find out about that.
Okay.
So leave us all your comments. Never be afraid to drop your conspiracy theories. There's no such thing as a stupid one because nobody is sitting here with Courtney Kemp and 50 and know the plot. Drop them all. Y'all seen all the twists and turns that happen. If you want a Power t-shirt, hit my video description link. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like my video. Please comment, subscribe. Go get yourself a life game. Be on the lookout for my trailer clip by clip video. I will try to have that done by Monday or Tuesday. And be sure to just continue to leave us all your comments. Anything you want to say going out?
No, I'm just sitting back waiting for it to unfold.
That's what we're all doing. And until the next Sexy as Hell Power review, we'll see you.